Maslow's hierarchy of needs pyramid. So you've got to imagine 5 different levels. And the base is foundational. Without this, you're
this is the only model that's actually a hierarchy, whereas the other ones are
a list.
They're linear. They're
lists.
Linear, interconnected, and they're lists.
Thank you.
Yes, this one you can think of it a base building up.
Yeah. So we start at the bottom, which of course the largest part is the physiological needs that are everybody needs. You have to have food. You have to have water. You have to have warmth. You have to have rest.
So the physiological needs.
Right. So without those, you will die.
You would starve to death. You would
thirst to death.
Cold
to death.
Is that a
and
thirst?
Insomnia to death.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't get enough sleep, obviously you start going insane and all that stuff. You don't have food, you die. You don't have water.
I didn't get enough last night.
You die. You don't have warmth, you freeze to death.
Okay, so it's pretty obvious.
Things that stop you from dying.
Moving up from that, we're now getting into things of a little more reconditioned. So we have security and safety needs.
Right.
So this is going to be, a safe place, so no one's going to kill you in the night.
Right.
It also means your health, so that you can preserve your life, and your employment. Like you have to have some means of income,
right,
or at least some way of mooching off other people.
Some means of getting the food and things that you need, right?
So that you can, have the warmth and the rest and so on. So then level 3, we look at love and belonging. Now, this is the relational stuff. These are the psychological needs. And everybody has these. And this is one of the things that people are, notice how serious I'm getting for a second. This is, time's up. This is did I scare you?
That's good.
No, but this is one of those things that during the whole COVID lockdown, a lot of people have suffered in this area.
Oh, for sure.
Because they don't feel loved because they're not getting the physical
What do you mean
touch.
during? Like it's over? We're still in Ontario.
I know.
I still can't legally get a haircut, I don't think. Oh, maybe I can now. I don't know.
Clearly had haircuts in the last year and a half.
Do them at home.
Illegal haircuts?
No, do them at home.
That's an unusual one you're sporting right now.
All right, but love and belonging. Okay,
so with a knife and fork?
I see. I see what you were trying to do.
Yeah, I see.
I like that line.
But it said with sort of a distance. Oh, I see what you're
do it on camera so everyone can see who's listening. Okay, so if you're listening, you want to go to YouTube.
Someone gets a haircut or hairstyle, do you just say, Oh, I see what he was trying to do. Fantastic. Someone actually said that to me once. Seriously, horrible. So
good.
We need love.
All right.
We need belonging. So what's belonging?
You have to feel like you're part of a group, right? And so if you don't have love and belonging, that's going to be very difficult on you. And if you're in a lockdown situation like a lot of people were during COVID-19, and let's say you live on your own
with COVID,
it's illegal to see other people, and maybe you don't have a group of friends to Zoom connect with or whatever, because now Zoom and other tools are thankfully offered some solution to this problem.
They do.
But, it's not the same as being face-to-face with someone in real life.
Absolutely not. Because there is that physical contact, and there is the whole thing of proximity, human proximity.
Right.
We need that proximity, but also that sense of belonging. That's what one of the things I really miss with all this lockdown, Chris, is the jiu-jitsu class.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not just the physical contact and throwing people and doing
it's the joking around at the pub after. It's the sharing inside. It's the joking around during class, the throwing people around
during class,
and the joking around after class at the pub. Yes, I miss it. So if you don't have love and belonging, well, what are you left with? What's the opposite end of the spectrum? We were thinking. Remember when we were whiteboarding, talking about building an awesome life,
the two ends.
And I presented the idea that there are so many things that are spectrums. So you have two ends of the spectrum. So if love and belonging are at one end of the spectrum, what's at the other end?
Hatred and
hatred and being disconnected, let's say, which is going to lead to what emotions? It's going to lead to
it is the absence of love.
Depression,
it's not swinging it to hatred. I don't think that.
Yeah, let's say the absence of love would simply be loneliness, maybe.
Right, yeah, perhaps. In any case,
it doesn't have to be hatred.
We have 600 more points to go through, so we're going to keep moving. I'm going to raise a red flag just for time constraints.
Okay, before we move on, I do want to point out that we're not spending a lot of time on the base of physiological and the security, safety, health, employment, because those are kind of basics things, right? So now we're getting into the emotions and the other aspects of building an awesome life. Because the first two levels, like almost everyone has those. That's not what makes people feel crap. Go ahead, Mike.
We're at level 4.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Amazing. Level 4, esteem and respect and recognition and self-esteem and status. You have to feel like you have some kind of worth.
Okay, so if we have, let's say somebody's got a family who loves them and they belong to some sort of club.
Like Rotarians.
But they're very junior level involvement. No one's looking up to them. Yeah. They don't feel particularly important. They're just, they're the guy in office. They're in the chess club who clean. They're the guy that cleans the chess boards for all the, I don't know, I made that up.
Yeah.
That you don't necessarily have esteem and respect and recognition and status in that case, right?
Correct.
But if you're the captain of the football team or the head cheerleader in high school or something, you probably have that, right? Okay, yeah, I know where you're going.
Okay.
Yeah, here's a clamp.
Thank you. So the restraint that I practice, Chris, is just remarkable. The things I'm able to keep out of the conversation.
Thank you, Raymond Reddington.
So level 5 now. This is the top of the pyramid. Mm-hmm. The eye in the pyramid. This is self-actualization, and this is being the best you can be. And that's the whole point of all these other things. Is reaching.
When you say the eye in the pyramid, you mean the eye or the eye?
The
eye. Oh, the very, yes, got you.
Like in the MI5.
But it's funny because it is also the I, self-actualization, right?
Wow, coincidence?
Well, I think not.
I think not.
Okay.
So, achieving full potential. And this includes creative activities as well.
Right.
People want that sense of accomplishment. And these will dovetail across neatly with human givens theory in a moment. So let's look at the Robbins needs.
Okay, so
these are just, as you said, a list. They're not a hierarchy.
So that one was called, say it again for people to know what that model was called.
Maslow's
hierarchy of needs.
Right.
All right.
And I would agree with it.
So, absolutely. Makes tons of sense.